how to survive Tokyo, how to survive this world. This is it. This is what I do whenever I can, whether it's between classes or it's on the weekend and I'm alone, just traipsing around. You're in Tokyo, you're in a concrete jungle. And everything is, you have everything and it's all worth nothing, But fortunately there are nice parks like this, which, like people just passing through. It's not like it's a park, there's buildings, there's huge, buildings, companies over here, and you go out to the street and you're back in it. But, this is here. So thank God for this aspect of Tokyo, depending where you are, but most places you can kind of find. And I'm in sort of one of the major city areas here. And the other fortunate thing, I guess, around universities tend to be parks around universities. I'm working at universities, so that's fortunate for me. Yeah, man, it's just, the world is it's exposing itself for what it is. And when I say the world, I mean we, society, and our systems are breaking down. All this. I mean, you can find this shit on YouTube everywhere, right? I don't need to really talk about it. Actually, I want to talk about some of the music I've done. No, I do, and at the same time I feel that this is a pointless thing to talk about and then to, put on my page. I don't think most people, and maybe someone out there, if you're actually listening, could leave a comment, correct me if I'm wrong. I think most people who are subscribed to this page subscribe for one of maybe two or several reasons, but one of them is like the talks that maybe something caught that I said, but not about music, probably about something else, about, solitude, or about some, I don't know, politics or this, that, something I said, or creativity, like in a more general sense. The other is maybe, I covered an artist like, one of my David Bowie or Nine Inch Nails covers something, and David Bowie, Nine Inch Nails fan, said, oh, this cover's pretty cool, I think I'll subscribe, kind of thing. I don't know that there are a whole lot of people out there who are actually like interested in the music I'm doing, like either the original music or the tributes. But I guess let me say a few words about the latest David Bowie Outside tribute, because what's special about it is, firstly, it wasn't really planned, but at the same time, it's the third tribute LP and very much related to the first two in sound and scope, and has continuity. It's a kind of tribute to David Bowie's 1995 album One Outside, and also very much so to the 1994 sessions, which were unofficially released, not released officially, called the Leon Suites. Usually there are 3 long suites. Total time is somewhere around 70 minutes, so they're around 20 or so minutes each. Without going into too much detail, so I completed a third album. The first in 2023, which I released on September 25th, which is the 28th anniversary of Outside's release. This year will be 30 in the Minotaur's Lair. And then earlier this year I released Some Kind of Future 2.0, which kind of updated the storyline as I'm telling it in the present, updating Bowie's, kind of taking hints or tropes and also characters from his Outside and Nathan Adler diaries, and sort of putting them into the present, as that album was for him about how the end of the 20th century felt, how 1995 felt. If you go and listen to interviews, he says this, it's not about the future, it's about the now. Well, this is about the now, but it's taking cues from something that was created 30 years ago by David Bowie. So it's a both. At the same time, it's a tribute, and it's an original piece of work. A lot of the music on it is original, and the bits that come from actual songs, rather than the longer improvisations, which also sometimes include, especially on the new one, the vocal lines and lyrics from some songs like Heart's Filthy Lesson or Strangers When We Meet. But the songs even are rearranged, and some of the lyrics are changed. So it became a triptych. So in Lost in the Minotaur's Lair 2023, Some Kind of Future 2.0 earlier this year, though I recorded much of it last year in the summer of 24. I did those long improvs. The Enemy is Within, and it was kind of looking ahead to the election and Trump and all that, and now that's come to pass, and so the update is, I called it There Is No Hell, which is a line from The Motel, which I also covered this time, or reinterpreting this time. So that triptych is complete. I just created an alternate version. John Major of the Major on Bowie.com did a brief review on his blog. Normally Cover the Week is a song, but he talked about the album as an album. He said something to the effect of, Marc Lowe, as an artist, he does these things and he could do just songs or covers, but this is not just that. And he also made a comment that, it's very dark and it's kind of hard to listen to more than once. And I thought to myself, well, I'm not going to apologize for that. And of course, that was not meant as a negative comment, but I thought, why don't I compile the songs, the covers from the three? And also there are others I've done, like Hollow Space Boy, which was released on my album last year, The Tower, Bookends, 2 versions. Heart's Filthy Lesson and I'm Deranged, 2018, 2019, I covered, put them on another compilation, and things like this. Also last year's, 2024's rather, last year's, the beginning of the year, I released We Miss You Space Boy, which had the original mix of We Prick You, and also that song itself was a kind of original tribute to David Bowie. I put that on in a vocal version. That's called Outside-In, and it's on Bandcamp. And I also did a write-up on my blog. It's the same write-up that's on Bandcamp, but Bandcamp, it's really small text, so I put it on my Marc Lowe blog because it's kind of long. I also just released Cycles, which is an LP of what I just did, me coming and just playing the flute outdoors and sort of later mixing it in different ways or layering it with spoken word bits or other things. And certain tracks like this, I have the version of Only 3 I recorded this year with the flutes in my room and some synth. And 3 covers are on that. I put on my Coil, Batwings, Liminal Hymn, which comes from their 2000 album Music, M-U-S-I-C-K, To Play in the Dark, Volume 2, and In This Twilight, which I changed the lyrics quite a bit from 9 Inch Nails 2007 Year Zero LP. That also has some flute. They all have flute in them, mostly. I've been playing this flute a lot recently. And what's the other cover is Andata, my interpretation or my arrangement. It's a little bit noisy at times of the Sakamoto, Ryuichi Sakamoto, from his Async album. And the rest is original. And there's a noisy piece called Tokyo Noise, because all the noise around, even in the park you hear the noises from cars and other things. That's a kind of noisy piece with some studio drumming and noise-making devices and spoken word and etc. That's also on Bandcamp, and eventually I'll put a video version on YouTube. And, you know, I keep thinking, do I want to release these things or not on streaming music services? I can do. I can submit through my distributor, and I can do that. And I probably will with the Bowie tribute, and I probably will with the cycles. But it's kind of, I don't feel like it's pressing, because the number of hits those things get is so small. I'm not making money from it, and it's not my intention to. So I'll probably put it out there eventually, but it's not like I'm super motivated to do it, you know. I'll put it on YouTube, put it on Bandcamp. That's about it. I'm doing it for myself to stay sane. It goes back to the beginning of this talk, and I'm going back to the beginning and wrap it up because I have to go to class soon. This, you know, keeping, you know, and you know, some people say, Ray, is the leftists or the New Agers say nature will save us. No, it's not leftists or New Agers. It's why give labels to people? That's, you know, or movements, or because they are. But try it for yourself. Sit in the park and see how you feel. Get away from the noise for a few minutes and see how you feel. You know, I mean, people in Japan like onsen, which is you know, hot springs. There's a reason, especially the natural ones. You know, as some people go to eat the food and, you know, get massaged in the massage chairs, but really it's the, you know, the natural springs that I think is what heals people. And all the artificial shit we're totally bombarded with, not just the sound and the noise and the news and all that, but all the plastics and everything's artificial. The medicines we take or the foods we eat have garbage in them, or the preservatives, or they're in plastic packaging and everything. And I had lunch. I had vegetarian curry for lunch. I was lucky. There's a place here that this is the first time I ordered vegetarian keema. I usually get chicken, and occasionally they have a black pork, and it's tasty, it's good, but I don't feel like eating meat. I still eat a lot of fish, actually, but I'm weaning off meat more and more. And when I eat meat, it's like chicken a little bit, and that's it. I haven't eaten beef in a long time. I stopped eating Korean food, which, you know, I like the beef, but I stopped. So I think the music and these talks and the video and being in nature is keeping me sane. When I'm on the trains or doing other things, it's just too much. You know, some students here. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap up and go to my class. That's it for today. Thanks.